Now, hey guys, since it's been a few months, like 5 or 6, maybe even 7, since I did my last DVD collection, Blu-Ray collection video, I figured I'd do a new one. Because you know I don't do many pickups videos anymore. Only when I go to conventions or to anything really big or anything like that. So yeah. As you can see, starting off, we have I just have anime and animation, just regular, animation for everybody, the Fairly Odd Parents, which I don't think this copy of the TV movie of it works, so I might need to get a new one. A Nightmare Before Christmas, which is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Peter Pan, which is probably my favorite Disney movie. I grew up on that film. Fucking Naruto headband. As you can see, Dragon Ball Z, Bio Broly, and GT Calculations. Bio Broly is really good. Calculations is just the few episodes. The first 2 seasons of Dragon Ball Z, which I got for $15 at FYE, not FYE, buybacks. The first and third season of Dragon Ball, which I've had this third season for nearly 2 years, and I still haven't watched it because I'm waiting to get the second season so I can watch the second season of it. And I would watch the second season online. It's just I don't like to do that. Enter the Dragon, which the classic Bruce Lee's last movie that he completed. The animated Iron Man movie, which I remember they showed this on Cartoon Network a few times, and that's where I first saw it. And because of this movie, it completely ruined the live-action movie for me, so I don't really like the live-action Iron Man movie that much, because I'm so into this animated version of it. Machete's it's pretty good. I really like it. The Rikio OVAs, which aren't available in America, so I have a bootleg of them. But these are the 2 different OVAs. Watchmen on DVD, which I also have the director's cut on Blu-ray. God damn. The Warriors, the Ultimate Director's Cut, which, the Ultimate Director's Cut is fine. I want to get the original version that doesn't have, the comic book transitions between scenes and stuff. Not that I absolutely hate that, I like that, it's just I want to watch the original version of it. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, classic comedy. Airplane, classic. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the Bill and Ted movies. Bad Boy Bubby, which is, yeah, that's a really weird one, but it's really good. The Cable Guy, which I think is one of Jim Carrey's most underrated movies. The Clerks cartoon series, which, I think this needs a new release, because this release of it is pretty... It's a pretty old release of it, but I really like the cartoon series. The Clerks movies, which, I absolutely love Kevin Smith's stuff. Up in Smoke, The Coneheads, Dazed and Confused, Detroit Rock City, which I think is a underrated little cult film. Wayne's World movies, which are good. Teen Wolf 1 and 2, and only the first Teen Wolf is really worth watching, which I haven't watched the first one in a while. Tommy Boy and Black Sheep. I'm not a super big Chris Farley fan, but I do like those movies, and Beverly Hills Ninja. Cheech and Chong's next movie, and Born in East LA, on this double pack, which, that's okay. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which is just the kind of average $5 release of it, but I want to get the Criterion Collection release, because that one's really good. 2 seasons of Family Guy, because Family Guy used to be funny. Fritz the Cat, which is just amazing. Encino Man, which this one's underrated too, I think. It's just one of those movies that's gotten some hate over the years. Let's see, Ernest Scared Stupid, that is a absolute classic for me. The Garbage Pail Kids movie, which is really terrible, but I really like it. The Land of the Lost, which is okay. I saw that in theaters. The bootleg of Hail, Honey, I'm Home, which, if you don't know, that was actually a sitcom about Hitler and Eva Braun living in an apartment with Jewish neighbors. There was only 5 episodes of it, and there's only 1 episode available, and I found it, and I watched it, and it's actually really funny. Mallrats, I need to get the new edition of this that has the like almost 3-hour long director's cut version of it. Meatballs, probably one of Bill Murray's best movies. Monkey Bone, classic. Office Space, hilarious. Postal is amazing. Probably Uwe Boll's only good movie. The Porky's movies, I love all of them. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror collection, which I really like that. Season 10 of South Park, which, I mean, the 10th season isn't too great, but it had the World of Warcraft episode, which is awesome. Student Bodies, which this was like one of the first horror movie parodies to ever come out, and it's like it's got a similar comedy style to like Airplane. God damn it, can't. Fucking hell. One moment. God damn. Yeah, but it's one of the first. It's got a very similar style to Airplane. Robin Hood Men in Tights, Mel Brooks classic. Tenacious D: The Pick of Destiny. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, which I need to get the first one. Tropic Thunder, which is really good. 9, which I thought was fantastic. Avatar, which I liked. Back to the Future, the entire trilogy, I love them. Big Trouble in Little China. A Boy and His Dog, which this is the older, cheap release of it. I need to get the Shop Factory release because that one's really good. The director's cut of Blade Runner, because while I didn't think Blade Runner was that awesome, I still liked it, and I still think the director's cut is probably the best version. The City of Lost Children, that's a really weird one. Dread, Ghostbusters, Howard the Duck. The second Hellboy movie. I'm gonna get the first one eventually. iRobot, I liked. Mortal Kombat, I need to get a new copy of this because this is old and it doesn't work anymore. Mars Attacks, amazing. Super Mario Brothers movie, underrated. Just deal with it. Pan's Labyrinth is fantastic. Predator 2, I need to get the first one. The director's cut of RoboCop, which was originally rated NC-17 or rated X. The Japanese cut of The Toxic Avenger. Collection of the Twilight Zone episodes, which basically this is just a collection of all like the most popular episodes, and all the most popular episodes are some of my all-time favorite episodes. So yeah, Alpha Dog is a really good drama. Full Metal Jacket, as always. Gummo, which is really good. Jarhead, Johnny Got His Gun. Memento, Passion of the Christ, yeah, I own it. Pink Floyd's The Wall, The Prophet, which this is one of the only films to be banned in America, because it's actually about, like, Scientology. It gives, like, a negative view on Scientology, and the Church of Scientology basically sued the director. And, like, if you go on IMDb, if you're in America, that is, and you look, under their, you know, the rating of it, it just says banned. Pulp Fiction, Taxi Driver, Walk the Line, Across the Universe, Public Enemies, Cry Baby. That's another release of Fear and Loathing I got. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Willy Wonka, the third season of Alf, which, you know, Alf was pretty good. Ugh. Now on to the biggest. Well, let's do the Blu-rays next. The Boondock Saints, I love. Sucker Punch, Sin City, V for Vendetta, Fight Club, the director's cut of Watchmen, director's cut of Killer Joe, which was amazing. The collector's edition of A Clockwork Orange, which I love. Yeah, let's see. Cannibal Holocaust. 2 releases of it, actually. The Korean version of Also Shoot of the SS, which is actually cut, so I have a bootleg DVD in this case as well of the director's cut. The sequel to it, which is kind of terrible. Surf Nazis Must Die. Escape from Hell, which is probably the best women in prison movie I've ever seen. House on the Edge of the Park, which needs a new release. You know, The Skin I Live In, Old Boy, Lady Vengeance, Thriller Cool Picture, Antichrist, Audition, Bloodsucking Freaks, Combat Shock, The Corpse Grinders, Faces of Death, the limited edition gore cover of Flowers of Flesh and Blood, Frontiers, which is amazing. High Tension, awesome. Ichi the Killer and Ichi Origins, which Last House on Dead End Street, which is really hard to find. Martyrs, Meet the Feebles, Necromantic Movies, Shram, Pink Flamingos, a Serbian film. My personal cut of Subconscious Cruelty, because as you guys know, I didn't like the last half of it, so I just basically cut the last half of it out and just put the first half of it and burned it onto a disc, because I mean, let's just be honest here. First of all, the DVD is hard to find, so yeah, there's that, and I don't want to pay a lot for a movie that I only like half of. Suicide Club, Adam Chaplin, the Blood Trilogy, Black Past, Riccio, which Black Past needs a DVD release. The Video Dead, Terror Vision, I love those two. Slime City, which is really bad, but awesome. Tokyo Gore Police, Tumbling Doll Flesh, again, bootleg, because it's not available in America. I don't think it ever will be. The Untold Story and Ebola Syndrome, I actually checked IMDb recently, and Ebola Syndrome is actually available for like $15 right now, so I might buy that and get rid of my bootleg of it. But The Untold Story is still like really hard to find in America. Vampire Girl vs. Frankenstein Girl, the violent shit movies. A Clockwork Orange on DVD, Battle Royale, Class of Nukem High, Return to Nukem High, Them, Bath Salt Zombies, City of the Living Dead, I really dig that one, Dead and Breakfast, Dawn of the Dead, Dead Alive, Dead Girl, which I'm glad Dead Girl has a reverse sleeve, so it has the poster art, because I really love the poster art for it. Dead Snow, which I need to get new versions of like all of my Evil Dead movies, because while these are like the, you know, kind of most recent DVD releases, I kind of want to get you know, the newest DVD releases, or the ultimate releases of them. So yeah. Grace, which is kind of good because I paid $3 for it. I Drink Your Blood, I need to get the Grindhouse release of that, because because when Cheesy Flicks put it out, they basically say, oh, it's the drive-in edition of it. Well, no, it's basically just a crappy, really, really crappy version of it, and then they claim it's like the drive-in edition. So yeah, Poltergeist, Reanimator, Planet Terror, Primutos, Fallen Angel, which is rare and it's not available in America. Perkins 14, Redneck Zombies, Scream Theater Volume 6, which is a pretty good release. If you're just buying it for Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, I think it's worth it. When Good Ghouls Go Bad, which this is kind of a like family zombie movie. A Night to Dismember, American Psycho, Babysitter Massacre, I met the director of, and he's really cool. Blood Feast 2, Bloody Birthday. Goddamn, losing my voice. And I'm sweating a lot. Cat in the Brain, probably my favorite Lucio Fulci movie. The Catcher, a baseball-themed demonic possession slasher. The Children, which is a pretty decent little movie. Children of the Corn, It's Alive, the remake of it. Evil Ed, which is pretty good. Fear of Clowns, which is terrible, but I got it for like $1, so I can't complain. Friday the 13th Uncut, which it's just the version that's like on every box set. Gutterballs, which I need to maybe get Torched, and maybe Hanger, even though I didn't really like Hanger that much, if I can find it for a decent price. The Halloween movies, of course. I need to get the Scream Factory release of Halloween 3, because that release is awesome. The Hills Have Eyes, I need to get the original. Hatchet, House of a Thousand Corpses. Devil's Rejects, A Horrible Way to Die, which is a kind of okay slasher, I guess. It's nothing too great. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't even really classify it as a slasher. I think it's more of a psychological thriller. But it's from the director of You're Next, and the camera work's kind of weird. Intruder, which I want to get the Synapse release because this is the full screen version, and while this is the director's cut, I want the widescreen version. Jason X, which is just really, really awesome, and one of the best, worst horror sequels ever. Maniac, which I kind of want to get the new release, the Blu-ray release of. And the only reason I want to get the Blu-ray release is because it has English subtitles. Because sometimes when I'm watching movies, I like to put the subtitles on. And just because if someone's in the room talking or being loud, I can still see what people are saying. My Bloody Valentine's still the best slasher film. Opera, awesome. Otis, which is really underrated. P2, which is pretty good. Pieces, Psycho 2, Saw 2, I need to get the first one. The Slumber Party Massacre trilogy, which, I mean, I got it for like 15 bucks off eBay, which, I mean, that for new, and considering it's like 25 on Amazon for new, that's really good. Smash Cut, which is kind of underrated, it's still pretty bad. Stage Fright, Suspiria, Terror Firmer, which might be my new favorite trauma movie, just because it's one big, like, love letter to independent films in general. God damn. Terror Tunes, which I'm gonna get a DVD release of it, even though the current DVD release of it is out of print. People aren't like going crazy selling it for expensive prices. I just have it because it's out of print. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The second Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I might get the original just because it's the original. The third one, You're Next. 1408, 967 Evil, Animeville, which I bought this like a year ago and I still haven't watched it. Beetlejuice, Blair Witch, Bones, that movie with Snoop Dogg in it, that's kind of terrible. Candyman, Constantine, the Chucky movies, which that set doesn't include the original, which really sucks because the original is the best one. The Dead Inside, which is okay. The Descent, which is awesome. Drag Me to Hell, kind of underrated. Demonic Toys, I might get a different release of this because this is a kind of crappy release. The Tales from the Crypt movies, From Dusk Till Dawn, The Exorcist, Flying Monkeys, Gremlins, Grave Encounters, Haunted World of Super Beasto, House, Howling, which I'm thinking about getting a different release of this. Even though, I mean, I really like this movie, I'm thinking about maybe picking up the Scream Factory release, maybe. The Leprechaun movies, Lords of Salem, Ju-On, which is kind of overrated. Let the Right One In, which is amazing. One Missed Call, the trilogy. The Omen box set, which includes all of them, even the remake, which I got this for like $5, and that's awesome. The Puppet Master collection, the first Puppet Master on Blu-ray, all 3 Mummy movies. The Reaping, which is a little underrated movie. The Refrigerator, Rest Stop, both of them. Ringu 2. Return to House on Haunted Hill, Stay Alive, The Shining, Sleepy Hollow, Spookies, Uninvited, Where the Dead Go to Die, The Wicker Man, Bad Taste, Black Sheep. Lake Placid 2, which is terrible, but I love it. I'm thinking about getting the first one. Monster from Phantom Lake, which is signed by the director. I still haven't watched that. Brain Damage, Doom, Frankenstein's Army, Frankenhooker, Hollow Man, The Happening, which is more of a comedy. It's Alive, all of the It's Alive movies, Jack Frost, Jaws, John Dies at the End, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Prophecy, Psychic Killer, which I got for like $2 and I still haven't watched, Pulse, I got for 98 cents and I still haven't watched it, Repo, Rocky Horror Picture Show, 2 of the Starship Troopers movies, Sharknado, the Blu-ray release of The Toxic Avenger, They Live, Tremors, Anatomy, we're getting into body horror, Anatomy, Basket Case, Eraserhead, From Beyond, the Hellraiser movies, which I own almost all of them, Human Centipede, Little Otek, Slither Society, which is a bootleg of, but there's a Blu-ray DVD release coming out, so I'm gonna pick that up. The Stuff, The Thing, The Worm Eaters, which is terrible, ABCs of Death, All Hallows Eve, Creep Show, Night Terrors, which is signed by the director and co-director, Nightmares and Dreamscapes, Tales from the Crypt, Stuff, VHS, bunch of these like movie box sets that are really cheap and terrible. And I know like this one in particular has like Driller Killer and some Video Nasties on it, which I mean I think that's kind of cool, honestly, considering it's you know, like one of those cheap like $5 things. Waxwork. This one has like Waxwork and Shopping Mall on it, and Slaughter High, which I still haven't watched. But it's got all these movies on it, and like these two releases in particular are awesome because these are just the most recent releases of most of the movies on these discs, and it's worth it just for at least one of the movies on there. The Funhouse, Phantasm 2, I still need to get the first one. Serpent and the Rainbow, this is probably the weirdest collection. Carrie, Misery, Return of the Living Dead, and Swamp Thing. They have almost nothing to do with each other. Yeah, you know, more crappy releases. This Trauma Thing, The Butterfly Effect. This really cheap, like, drive-in collection of Return to Horror High and Return of the Killer Tomatoes. I mean, both of these movies are kind of terrible, and I bought this over a year ago, and I still haven't watched it. I bought it used, so I don't even know if this works. I might try and I might see if it works today. And some of these Elvira, like movie macabre things. I mean that's really it for my collection. Yeah. I mean I guess that's it.